Hello CLAT aspirants, law aspirants, CLAT aspirants. We are coming after each passage telling you that success comes to those who dare and act. If you are putting in your best, your heart and soul, God answers your prayer. And so here we are with the next passage to tell you that how passage strategy works and how you are going to get wonderful marks in the passage. We have another passage from the Festivals of India, and this is something I would talked about is taken from the Hindu section, the editorial section, Hindu. The passage is a wonderful passage telling you about how festivals are celebrated in India and how they are becoming obsolete and outdated with the passage of times and things that are happening. I hope I've kept the first line awake, kind of space here, because students are usually not able to read the first line from there. Let's start with our passage directly. Festivals in India have managed to stay rooted in the past. Most of the time, where are they? They are rooted in the past, and yet again a tech upgrade. It is the worst combination ever, one that replaces all the right feelings with robotic precision. We are so precise about it. We stick on to the inexplicable rituals, just sticking to them. We have no explanation for that. Inexplicable rituals that are performed with much fervor, means passion, like invoking a sky full of deities right into a shanty little 2 BHK. All the gods coming in your 2 BHK flat. With terrace and servants' room, but we don't make any space for empathizing, means understanding the feelings of others, right? Empathy from the root path, that is feelings, who are in our physical proximity and could really use a hug. Then technology steps in to really hold up a mirror to our hollowed out existence, playing prayers on Spotify because no one remembers the words, or worse still, their significance, looking up the right way to put a vermilion tika. Vermilion is the red color. This is called scarlet or crimson. That is a red color. To which hand to do the aarti. They're just looking forward to this. They don't even know the significance and importance of the festivals, which are losing their importance in the Indian life. Festivals are a farcical parody. Farce is a funny situation, parody just copying up of what they were originally inherited. Not means the originality lacking in festivals. This is what is the gist of the passage. Right? They rob days like Diwali of all their joyous mirth. Here are some things I could do without. Look up at it. What do the people do? Greetings. It surprises me how people mix sincere emotions with obligations. How people link up emotions and feelings and do so. Look up here. With obligations, sending cheesy, generic, forwarded wishes along the lines. May this Diwali, New Year bring you, your loved one, everybody a very happy thing, wealthy, joy, and may God, Almighty Guruji, shower you with their blessings. That forward message, does it have any implication? Somebody sends you a chocolate box pic on WhatsApp. Would you prefer that, or somebody coming to your house and giving you that? Just tell me. That fervor and passion is there in our festivals? A question which needs really introspection. Stop, you really want to make my Diwali brighter? Call me. See what is the writer saying? Please make a call. Don't give me that chocolate box. Okay, I don't need it. Call me. Or better yet, send me a gift of that kind that will feel solid between my hands. Solid between my hands and counts, not only count in thoughts. While on gifts, let's get this clarified. Every year India plays the great game of pass the parcel. Gifts from one to the other. I don't like somebody gives me a gift, I don't like it, I pass it on. That gift pass on and nobody likes that gift. From forwarded ones, much like Newton's law, no new gifts have been made or used in the last 5 decades. See the irony. They simply exchange hands and get passed over endlessly. I bet if we actually opened one, we won't find anything useful, but certainly have great museum value. 5 years the gift, and what an ironical passage, wonderful one. And a blemish of the carbon footprints. Where are these gifts to be kept? Museum. Look at us, what are we doing? And so if you want to send me something, work on trying and make it meaningful and related to my life. Firecrackers. Honestly, I have difficulty recreating the scene where the revered Lord Ram returns with his devoted family. Lord Ram returns from exile to his heavenly kingdom amid sounds of CT rockets. Rockets are making a lot of noise. CT rockets, the Hindi term entering here. And Lakshmi Gola bombs. Was he returning to Operation Desert Storm? Would he not have just, feeling that why I've come back to this kind of a place which is so much problematic, and let me move to some other place? Turned around and promptly gone back to the forest? Wouldn't he prefer to go back to the forest where the air would be more cleaner and environment silent and peaceful? This is so much polluted air, so many problems coming here. Firecrackers are a ridiculous waste of resources and harm too many elements, but if philanthropy is lost on you, then simply burn a new words of 2000 notes, and in that silence you will hear the sound of your incurable stupidity. What a stupid person we are, and this modern man shouting out loud. Such a wonderful, I would surely first discuss with you the tone of the passage is ironical. Of course, it is satirical if we go for the first go. It's a comment on our festivals, which are really objective tone. If we want to go for the third part of it, that can also be considered. Question 1. What is the author trying to convey in the first paragraph? What is he trying to say? That we are so engrossed in the materialistic rituals that we forget the true meaning of the festivals. If you've seen, if you have taken out the gifts, that means festivals losing their fervor, their passion, that real meaning is losing. We forget to greet our neighbors. We have not a single word about the neighbors. Were you too passionate about Diwali Puja? No. That our reliance on technology has increased. Of course, reliance has increased, but the main first part of the paragraph talks about the lack of originality in festivals. Technology is, this is because of technology, right? So the answer we'll take is the first one, right? You've seen how I discarded the fourth one and I moved on to the first one. Let's move to the second question. What is meaning the word farcical? Farcical is anything which is funny, which is actually not having any meaning. It is senseless, useless, pointless, and if I could say the word absurd, right? And we go for the answer, senseless. What does the author mean by the phrase, I feel solid between my hands and not that as per the adage, right? Adage is any kind of a saying. Right. Any kind of a witty remark, an epigram. Now, I cannot feel solid between my hands and the as per the adage. Now, if you go for this question here, clearly the author is just telling us what is the forward message of WhatsApp. Does it have any meaning? Somebody passing you that WhatsApp message, God bless you, and big greetings on Diwali time and this or that. So, would you like it? No. Going for the fourth choice, which is not visible here. First, he is grateful for the gift from someone even though it is cheap. No, he is not at all grateful. So we go for the answer for the WhatsApp choice, and the C answer appears absolutely right. It is thought of matters. No, Diwali wishes are more valuable. No, he says you can come over, make a call to me. Come over, make a call to me. That would be better, right? And so the answer is clear. Moving to question 4, what does mean the word blemish of a carbon footprint? I do want you to go for this line here in the passage. That is, here we have, I'm sorry, here we go. This is incurable stupidity. I did underline it that time when I was doing it. Yes, here we have blemish of the carbon footprints. What is it referring to? It is referring to that the gifts that we have a museum value. What do they have? A museum value. So that means they are not of any use for today. Please turn to the question now. What are those gifts like? They are too old. The answer for the question, they are not dirty. We are talking of these gifts. We are not prehistoric times, of the olden times, nor of the modern times. So too old. Question 5. Incurable stupidity. Now this is a very simple question from the grammar section. Incurable stupidity. Now what is stupidity? Is a noun. The word which qualifies a noun is called adjective, simply. Here we go for the answer. What you can say about the author's character? The author doesn't like to partake in the tradition of gifts, right? She doesn't like to give and take gifts. She doesn't believe in Lord Ram, nothing, not like this. She has not talked about that she's an atheist or not. Hollowed existence, she feels festivals are a farce in India. Now if we go for the author's idea, of course festivals are a farce in India. If she doesn't participate in tradition of gifts, she says gifts have no value. So she feels all Indians have a hollowed existence. It is directly given. I could show you this. Mark the answer. Please see to it. The first paragraph, we have the first 2 lines here. Here we go. We are living a life in the past where we have nothing to do but a hollowed out existence. Please note the words. It's a mirror to our hollowed like existence. We are moving towards technology. We are moving towards festivals, but there is no originality to it. Moving to the last question in this series, taking 7 questions in one go. What is the tone of the passage? Now the tone of the passage, laudatory, means to praise something, which is not right. The writer is involved, writer is not involved. I thought this is a sarcastic or a sarcasm tone. It's a satire on our festivals. Right? There's no sarcasm or a biting remark. No, this writer is not biting or acrimonious. So that won't work again. So the answer we would choose, yes, it is a satire on our system, on our festivals, which are losing their glamour, their glow and their originality. I hope you've understood the passage, students, thoroughly. You've enjoyed doing it. All the 7 questions you got right. Even if 1 or 2 are wrong, you have some doubts for it, and your answer doesn't match with my viewpoint or the correct answer, need not worry. We all have this kind of a fallout, but then we do stand up, arise again from it, right? So please do like it, please do subscribe it, and please do join the online class of Law Prep Tutorials so that we can offer you vistas of new passages, right? Thank you for today.